Ferraris, Lambos.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you just renting. Yeah.
Did you smash after the Ferrari dates?
Most of them, but not all of them. Not all of them.
So over $3,000.
Yeah, just for a date. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On a date.
Yeah. I'm getting better, buddy. Yeah, I know.
But you smashed, right?
Yeah.
For that one?
No. Like I paid that one driver to take me to Vegas and then staying there, doing all that, and meeting chicks, dinner dates.
You paid a driver to take you to Vegas?
Yeah.
From LA. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming over, man. I really appreciate it.
Trouble, yeah.
Let's get right into it then, yeah? So tell me a little bit, about yourself. What do you do?
Thanks for asking. Benjamin, I do a lot of acting here in LA. That's probably my main pursuit. I do a lot of things. So I DJ too to make money. I produce a little on the side, trying to get more into it. Really trying to get into writing and directing.
Yeah.
But it seems like the money's for me. I get a lot of acting stuff. So, which is fun. I love it. I love acting. I love character development. That's why I love, writing so much too. And
let's get into the finances. Okay. How are things going for you, financially? Just walk me through all that.
I mean, they're getting a lot better now, but they started out, to say it bluntly, probably pretty rough. I don't know. I was younger, definitely dumber.
Yeah.
With youth comes ignorance and naivety and learning as your days and years go by from the mistakes you made. That's what makes you better. But I like taking risks, right? Because I think any successful person takes risks.
And you're an actor, so you're not very risk averse.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that every risk you take is going to lead to success, but it's guaranteed you won't be successful if you don't take risks.
That makes sense. Yeah. If you're always in your comfort zone, you're not gonna.
Obviously, those risks comes, consequences. So
financial problems sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess dialing that in as you move along, shouldn't make that mistake again. But LA is also definitely this place of pretty colors and anything you can do kind of thing. First when I moved out here, I did get washed out in that feeling of excitement, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then just the biggest thing was like chasing an idea of what a successful person was. Sort of.
What is a successful person to you?
It was, a person with basically, money, status, material things, the image.
Yeah.
Their image, not really the side of them. Mm-hmm. That their work history basically not that at all, just what you see, smell of them.
So just walk me through some of the early, you said you had a rougher patch earlier on. Walk me through how, what happened there, like how did you get to where you are now, and we'll go from there.
Getting started is always super interesting because obviously you don't have I have reels of, stage stuff I did for plays and all that, but it's just not the same thing. So getting started in the film side, you're just kind of just looking for whatever, but you don't want to just do this whatever nonsense sort of stuff. You want to do something that's in the direction of what you're going towards.
Like meaningful, right? Like if you want to get into like big blockbuster movies, that's the kind of stuff you'd go for. You'd go for a role in the Hunger Games over like Manor or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Did you go to school?
Yes. Yep.
Nice. What did you go to school for?
I went to school in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Nice.
At a film school there for film writing and acting. Yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. The trifecta. I like it.
Yeah.
Then I'm assuming you moved out here.
Yes.
To LA.
Yep.
Nice. When was that?
3.5 years ago.
So that's pretty recent, dude.
Basically like
in the pandemic.
COVID.
Yeah.
I got here literally like a week before COVID. It was the craziest thing ever. And then I was like, let's go. And
film studios were shut down.
It was just it was so wild. Yeah.
So what were you doing? How were you surviving? Like, did you have a savings? Did you have a job? Walk me through like how you were getting by.
Dude, yeah. Not too much money. And I was still paying off, debt of all this travel and women chasing.
How much did you spend on?
That I was doing, before that I was still actually kind of doing for a few years. Because it's hard to quit something like that cold turkey.
Women?
I guess traveling too.
Oh.
Both, yeah. Both are, both are, very exciting and, similar in way. Yeah. So yeah, obviously as the pandemic started to lift, I guess that transition, became better and is still becoming better.
Let's break down like what were you spending money on mostly, and did you have any loans from your school that you had to pay back?
A few, yeah.
Okay, how much were those?
Yearly, it was different every year, because I got certain scholarships, and then some year, they only applied for one.
Scholarships are always good.
Scholarships are good. They are pretty great. If whatever you convince them through your essay or whatever, that you're deserving of it, and obviously work ethic too.
Yeah, unless you're brown like me, then you just exist and make up a story, and they're like, oh my god, money.
Yeah,
but how much? So how much would you say like you had to pay back after you graduated?
Probably something like 25,000. Yeah.
20. Yeah. Jesus, the cost of education. That's a lot. Oh,
yeah.
Well,
but yeah,
it's not a lot.
Thank God it's like I agree though. Thank God it's like Wisconsin though, because I almost went out of state to pursue acting. Right, I was so close. But you're in that state of youth where you're just really dumb.
Yeah.
When you're 18, fresh out of high school, and you
really can't blame people.
You're really not that smart.
You're alive.
You're alive, but you have to learn through the choices you make, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, your granddad told you all this wisdom, kind of stuff, but you're still like, you got to learn on your own.
Exactly.
Sort of thing. And I'm glad I didn't make that decision, because otherwise it'd probably be like,
dude, number
120 thousand.
Yeah, if you did that would
easy,
be bad. That's how people fall under. A lot of people get crushed by the weight of their student loans these days because they go out of state.
Yeah.
They take out loans at, I think now it's like 6%, sometimes 7% interest rate.
It's exactly. Yeah.
That's a lot when you're talking like 5 or 6 figures. So what 0%. Other? So you moved out here. What were you spending a lot of money on? Break that down for me.
So
like women travel.
So like car rental stuff.
What kind of cars were you renting?
Yeah, no, Ferraris, Lambos.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you were just renting. Yeah.
You were wait.
Yeah.
You were renting Ferraris, like, it sounds, the way you make it sound is like regularly? You were just...
No, I mean, not too regularly, but taking advantage of whenever I would.
Yeah.
And...
walk me through that. So you come here and you...
that wasn't right away either, because COVID hit, and then I sort of had to hustle, make some money, which I did, with selling certain scripts I wrote back in college and all this stuff, which was, sad. That now it's not my story, it's there, hopefully it gets made. Anyways, so, and then I use that money, and then, every now and then, probably like every, I don't know, 3-4 months, I'd do something like that to keep myself updated in appearance and stuff. And then kind of, I didn't have, too much to do then. And then, kind of just spending money on dinner dates, material things for her, whether that's jewelry or, I didn't go like too expensive though. Not some,
you're not going out
rare
there buying
diamond like from no
crown jewels and crystals and Jesus.
Although I did, I mean, it was pretty interesting though, because during that time period I started writing a heist film, because the whole idea of like, like the Pink Panther, whatever, Diamond or something. And I was like, so it, I do that sometimes. I'll get inspired through my losing money on this. Oh, why don't I just like,
you're like, I'm going
rob
broke.
a jewelry?
You see a bank in real life.
And I was kind of getting into this character like, oh yeah, that'd be a cool heist. But like rewrite it in obviously a different way to not seem like it's a heist film of something you've seen. But
it's like Benjamin sees a First National Bank.
Yeah.
I see an armored truck.
Yeah.
And I really need some money. Like the thoughts you get sometimes, like you pretend like you're that cool, slick bad guy at a red light. You're like, I can rob this thing and get away with it. But
the whole like
you actually write it down into a script. I just zone out and I pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
nice. So how are those?
So I guess it's not all bad. It's not all loss of money.
I mean, the Ferrari rentals and the Lambo rentals, we can probably call those losses. But let's see, you're probably picking up women in those, right?
Maybe, yeah.
You're using it to pick up girls, at least I hope.
And they think some of them don't even ask. Most of them don't even ask. They just assume it's yours kind of thing. But the ones that do ask, of course it's mine.
Do you have to play? Do you have to keep the facade up? Like you can't take him to a McDonald's or a Del Taco.
No, that's the thing. Once you do something like that, then it's all like, because she expects like, what, you know. Oh, now we're gonna. Oh, can we go shopping for our second date? It's like,
oh God.
Wow, I really had to show up in the Ferrari, didn't I? I just had to. Idiot. You know what I mean? It's like, because now,
but you didn't.
Now if we go shopping, I can't be like, oh, would you like? No, obviously you have to, because it's your persona.
Do you ever think of having a second beater car to take these girls out with, like a nice little Honda Civic?
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah. I mean, now,
yeah,
it's probably more of a thought, but then it was like, heck no, man.
I mean, if you see the girl and she's like a 6.5, you're like, I'm gonna drive the Honda Civic for this one. If it's like an Instagram model, you're like, well, maybe the Ferrari can come out today, you know?
Yeah, but I guess that's the difference, because, also at that time, you're so naive, and you think that she's also gonna give you, like, love back for the things you shower her with.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not. Well, for that, sometimes it happens, but very rare. Whereas, like, you meet some Instagram type, you're flaunting yourself in this way, and then she'll give you, like, genuineness of herself back. It's more just, my facade and then her facade. My facade.
So did you smash after the Ferrari dates? After the Ferrari
I mean, most of them, but not all of them. Not all of them. No.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. No.
Some of them were like, I can keep getting more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a world, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then you're like third date with that same chick, and and then you find out she's just a vampire. And she's just sucking your blood, and
At least you found that after the third date.
Yeah.
I've talked to some guys.
You wake up and you got like these bite marks, and you're like, oh shit.
Your wallet is somehow drained of its.
I feel so dead. And I feel. Wait. Where's my Ferrari? No, not exactly, but yeah.
The metaphorical hickey, but you wake up and your wallet is way lighter. You're like, oh no.
It's literally flapping like a bird away. You're like, no, get back here. Yeah.
It's just light. Walk me through some of these interesting dates. I'm curious. Just walk me through the interesting ones.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll start probably. I think this was like my first one. So it was like, what was it, 2021? And it was like February, and I picked her up. She's in Echo Park. I picked her up in a Ferrari, and So just rented that one. Rented it for about 8 hours, and picked her up in that. And she, she seemed sort of impressed, but also like, I've been picked up.
How much was that 8-hour rental? Before. How much was that? That can't be cheap.
That was. So hourly it was like $350. So
Jesus.
It came. So it was about So probably like what is that? $2,500 probably for like 8 hours.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so like 2,000 something like that. Yeah, or 25.
20. Yeah, that's $2,800.
Yeah, is it
$2,800?
For 8 hours. So
for 8 hours of a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
I think you can. Might be wrong on this, but I think I've seen Ferraris that you can lease monthly. Maybe not Ferraris, but like an Audi R8 or like a Porsche for like $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
You didn't think about that though, huh?
No. Well, yeah.
What?
Yeah. It was that. That's what I said. It was kind of just the.
I'm not suggesting you should have done that. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna go slightly better, because this is like bad.
I mean, hey, come on. Come in the back seat. We'll hide you in a camera or whatever.
There is no back seat. It's a Ferrari.
Well, I'll hit down the trunk and make kind of like a little cutout.
Is there a trunk?
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Little bit.
Some, but yeah, not really. If you're talking about electric, like in BMWs, you can pop the hood, and there's that whole space up front, because it's just a cell underneath.
Okay.
But I haven't really.
All right, so walk me through that. $2,800 on that Ferrari that day. That's blows. That's rent, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I roll up, it's roaring. Ferraris have some of the best tailpipe sound. And I could see it on her face. She was kind of like, but she's kind of trying to hide it. And I'm sure she's been picked up in nice cars before by other guys because she's like a,
How'd you
top
meet her?
A like Instagram model. And
Okay.
stuff. Through networking.
Oh.
So through online networking. So I never like saw her in person.
That's not the kind of networking I do on LinkedIn, but I like that. Continue.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I met her. On one of the top sites of 2021, and then no.
Oh, okay.
And then so I pick her up.
Okay.
Throw her in. Just basically, blowing not every light, but some lights just to, impress her in a way. Getting on the freeway, doing all that stuff, and and then basically, taking her out to dinner.
Yeah.
And simple stuff like that. We didn't go shopping that day, but just a lot of that. Making out in the car and just kind
of course,
just
the Ferrari.
like on certain cliff buffs we'd hit, and then just kind of just doing our thing, just seeing.
All in all, how much was this date? You'd say with the dinner and everything?
Yeah, probably. Because I didn't give her anything on that date, so probably just mostly just the rental price and then the dinner date. So $2,800 plus, like, yeah. Every time we say it, I'm like, thanks for doing the math for me, because now
You didn't do the math?
Well, hourly, when you have it in your mind, you're kind of like, okay, I can do that.
No, it's terrible. It's still hourly.
Yeah, it it adds up. It adds up. So yeah.
2,800 plus the dinner. How much? Where'd you take her? How much was this dinner?
So it was about per person. It was probably like 170, and then plus tips. So
per person.
Yeah. Well, it was a nice place. It was a steak place downtown. So. Yeah,
you got to do that if you're in. That's the problem of the Ferrari, man.
Anything, yeah.
If you're in the Honda Civic, you can get away with an In-N-Out dinner.
Yeah.
If you're in the Ferrari, it's like Wolfgang Puck or Nobu.
But that's the thing too. You could go to like Jones or something, get a very similar steak for like, $10.99 a pound or something, instead of like.
That's BMW
basically
3
the
Series
conversion
antics.
is like, $99 a pound or something at the joint. You know what I mean?
But the problem is like, that's BMW 3 Series tier. You're in a Ferrari.
Yeah.
You gotta pay extra for that same cut of steak. That's insane though. So
so that one was probably mostly
over $3,000.
Yeah, just for a date. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On a date.
Yeah. I'm getting better, buddy. Yeah, I know.
But you smashed, right?
Yeah.
For that one?
No.
No?
Mm-hmm. That one I didn't. Yeah. That's what was weird, right? It's the first one, and you think, and I don't know why. Yeah.
$3,000.
Yeah, that one took until the third date. Yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't first. So I kept seeing her as I was seeing other.
She had a chokehold, UFC chokehold on your wallet for 3 dates.
I'm not sure. Maybe she could. I'm sure this is what it was. This is what I think it was. I think she could smell it on me that I was new in this whole approach. Maybe. Because I was. This was my first
Ferrari dates,
like,
or
first like facade date. Sort of. So maybe women are smart. They like know things.
She knew it was a rental?
I don't know. She didn't she didn't say anything. I don't. Yeah,
she's not gonna say anything because she wants it to keep going.
But that's what I mean. So I don't know. Maybe. But I don't know. So maybe she was just waiting for me to get more convincing.
Were the other dates cheaper? The other two? Were they? Was it?
Kind of.
What did you pick her up for the other two? If you say Lambo, I'm. If you say Lambo, I'm walking out.
No. It was the same car because I had to sort of keep it up. But I made a deal with the guy because when I got back, it was a lot of money. So I made like a deal with the guy. If I do it a few more times, what kind of rate would you give me, right? So he gave me like a $210, something like that, hourly rate instead of $350. So I don't know.
It's like a timeshare with a Ferrari.
Something
What
something.
kind of bulk deal with a Ferrari rental?
I know, but that's what happens when you rent up places in Hollywood or whatever.
That's
I could have
insane.
Yeah, I could have. You're right. I could have saved if I.
Dude, you would have had one of the nicest. I'll take that back. $3,000 will get you a nice studio. You'd have one of the nicest studio apartments in all of LA for the price of one date.
Yeah, you're really putting it into perspective. Yeah,
you didn't put it into perspective back then, though, huh?
I get a month of this, or get like 8 hours. Nah,
you'd get like.
You get lost in the whole. I mean, I'm sure it's happened to you before too. Maybe, yeah.
I'm
where
too
you
broke
get lost
for that.
in the whole like, just the whole beauty thing, right? Like, well, she's hot, so whatever.
I mean, higher tier girls
I know that sounds
higher.
Bad. That's
higher tier girls require higher tier spending. I get that, but you got to draw the line somewhere. You got to be like, hey, if I pick her up in maybe not a Civic, but an M4 BMW, that's probably like $200-300 for the whole day, $400 maybe.
Yeah.
Might still have the same effect, like. And then you can take her back to a really nice studio apartment. You can be like, I have a penthouse.
Yeah.
Because you'd be able to afford that.
Plus, because some of those too, you actually do have a backseat. So. Yeah.
Maybe something would have happened on those dates if you had a back seat. Maybe the Ferrari was the problem all along. Multiple different ways it's a problem.
The seats are kind of like cut in a way too.
They're not meant for lovemaking.
It's meant to drive fast, so it holds you. It conforms to.
It's like the weird carbon fiber bucket seat type things, right?
They're nice if you just sit there like this.
Most of the time, you're getting slammed into them because they're Ferrari.
Yeah.
They're made by Italians, but they're not made for lovemaking, which is weird.
That's great.
It's a very weird thing to think about.
It's great,
The Ferrari bit you in the ass, man. But so
I'll bite it back.
Hopefully, okay. It sounds like you've improved. I hope so.
Until New Year's, this New Year's.
Oh no.
And then I kind of like. I guess you make some. You'll be good for certain periods, and then you fall back a bit. So.
It's like a drug
addiction. But it
addiction?
was New Year's, right? It's the same thing where you're just like you get lost in the facade. Like, forget it's New Year's.
But was there a budget in play? We all have budgets when it comes to things. Or were you just like, it doesn't sound like it?
Yeah, I mean, don't go above like $5,000, right? Budgeting, right? Yeah. Which I didn't. I didn't even go above probably like $2,000. But it still was, just with all the Ubers, with all the club tickets, with all the hotels.
How many? It's New Year's.
That probably came to about $1,700.
How many hotels? It's New Year. It's one night.
Well, with the chicks I was hanging around, so it was like so I went to probably because I went to a lot of day clubs too.
Wait, let's start. Let's take this from the beginning. I went to Vegas
for one day.
Wait. Okay.
Well, it was a whole like New Year's kind of week thing.
New Year's week.
Yeah. So I started the 27th and ended what was like the 3rd or 4th, the night of the 3rd going into the 4th, so like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
4th. That was kind of when it was like.
So every night was New Year's for like a week.
Yeah, it was like the kind of build up, and then after New Year's, it was like it's still the New Year for like 3 days, So
I'm still coming down.
Repeat New Year, yeah.
I'm still coming down from this high. We gotta wean me off of it, Ferrari, Beamer, slow down.
Yeah. But I didn't do car rentals for that one, which was saved me a lot.
Walk me through that. Walk me through what you were doing.
It was just Ubers, paying drivers. Like I paid that one driver to take me to Vegas, and then staying there, doing all that, meeting chicks, dinner dates.
You paid a driver to take you to Vegas?
Yeah.
From LA?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I didn't want to, because I had too much networking and stuff to do. So I was like, I'm not gonna drive and do this.
Why didn't you fly?
Yeah, I ain't gonna. No, it's fun to. Because I had him for a little bit. Like 2 hours.
The Vegas. Driver?
Yeah, in
was
Vegas. Because I took him out for what was it? It was like a full day block.
Is this an Uber?
I had it. No, it wasn't Uber. It was what was it? It was you can on Google you can just look up like rent a driver or whatever. You can You can literally
rent
like
a driver.
There's so many different like options. I don't know if you can do with Uber. You might be able to.
I mean, technically, it is renting a driver, but you're doing it more like you're out and he's still waiting for you.
It's more like you're getting your own private taxi thing.
So he just like waits for you as you're like doing
you
stuff.
have like
So you rented this guy here, and then you made him drive you to Vegas.
which is fine. He does I mean
he does.
A lot of those guys
paid.
will do like
he's getting
wild
money.
long drives.
How much was that?
To like San Diego or Sacramento or Mm-hmm.
Oh, how much was that? How much
so
was that?
For the day, well, it wasn't like the worst thing ever. So for the day, it was like $400.
Oh,
it was which isn't like
crazy.
It's not
bad.
Like crazy bad. Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be worse, but it's much.
So it's like
I'm used to the Ferrari, man. You started me off like on this thing, and now everything you say is gonna sound.
I was like learning, exactly. I was learning, so that was a big like, blowout kind of.
You're getting slowly smarter with the money saving,
Where I was just like, because it's almost like in the back of your mind, like, oh, I had to pay that back, and that was kind of a pain. Yeah. So anytime you do something again, and I definitely don't chase many Instagram models anymore. It's because the affection you did get from them when you did smash, it was different than when you like.
Different how?
It's a good time, but there's no like lasting effect, if that makes sense. There's no like
it was get up and go.
It was literally just that,
just the act,
and then once it's kind of over, it's both parties are like, see ya.
Just
what I mean?
Meaningless,
it's like
empty.
And so you can do that for a bit. Even still do it later on, but what it is and what you're getting into. So then now it's not definitely as appealing to show off to this Instagram, because you're like
it's like that
because you've
waiter,
done it and you're like, well.
It's like that waiter that lingers around. You're like, I got what I need from you, bud. You can kind of go now. It's kind of like what it is on both sides, huh?
Yeah, but then I guess the money sort of changed after I stopped doing all the rental stuff and all that, and then got busier and film and stuff. Then it was like, camera rentals. So, which that stuff gets pretty pricey in a weird way. You wouldn't expect it to. So like Arri Alexa Minis or even LFs. Or Red Dragons or all that stuff. I'm sure you know.
Words?
I'm sure you know too. And then the day rentals of these are like, they can get up to like $1,500.
I'm filming on GoPros, brother. I'm broke.
Okay, never rented. One of those.
I'm on the. But
they're like great setups. But for like a day rate, you can get it as cheap as probably like, I mean. I've never got it that cheap, but I'm sure you could if you did shopping, if you shopped around a lot. But you could probably get it for like $950 a day, right? But there's no way you're getting below that $950 a day.
$950 a day.
Yeah, but I was doing it more for like the cheapest I got was $1,100 a day. So
$1,100 a day.
Yeah. Alexa.
How many days were you renting these?
I would usually do it just a day. So I would dial in my day for whatever I was doing with it, so I could max it out.
Yeah.
And then I just do it. And then if I had more stuff, if I went beyond, then I would just I would wait until I got a more full day of stuff that I wanted to use it for, and then I would rent it again. Yeah.
What did you It's
a 24-hour day. You have it.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, if you want to stay up and use it, you can. But
dude, to me, I keep thinking it comes with a little basket of gold or some crystals, because I would hope it's at least 24
when
hours.
I first got into the rentals of those, I didn't really expect that either. I thought like, $300 max or something for a day. No, they're interesting. Yeah, but they are like, I mean, the lens on them, just the lens is like $60K. So it's, you know what I mean? Yeah, for these camera setups.
Oh my God.
And then the LF is like a $90,000 camera. Just the body of it, just the body and then the lens. So the package of a camera you're renting is like, could be like $150K. So that's why they're like, day rate $1,000.
I mean, that makes sense. It's like the Ferrari. It costs like, $300K.
Yeah,
so obviously,
exactly. It's like very similar. But yeah, you'd think like, it's just this camera.
How much were you bringing in, dude? You must be bringing in an insane amount of money.
Well, a little. It's more because from back when I lived in Wisconsin, I had investment portfolios and stuff that I had that I was, feeding off to back,
I like hearing this.
Back when I didn't, before I like sold anything or whatever of my scripts or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I sold the first script I did sell, that's actually where I probably made the most money before I started acting into bigger roles.
How much do you get from selling those scripts?
So, yeah, what I got $35,000 for selling, that script I sold. And, it really depends how you pitch it. And some guy told me, too, after I sold it, because that was another thing, you learn as you go sort of thing. And after I sold it, another writer I met and stuff, he's telling me, oh, he sold a script like 5 years ago. And he's like, yeah, that's a similar rate to what they gave me. And I was like, oh, interesting. He's like, but I didn't accept it. And I gave him another, I was like, give me 70. Give me double.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, let's think about it. And literally 24 hours later, less than 20, like 20 hours later, he said, they came back to him and said, deal. So I was like,
wow.
So I was like, but that's a learning thing too. So yeah.
But 35
it's pretty good. Yeah.
How long does it take you to crank one of these out? Like how much did that take you?
If it's good, you get better and better too with writing, so you get faster. But that one probably, because that one I wrote that one in college, so I kept coming back to it. But I probably could have wrote that if I rewrote it, brand new idea. I probably could have wrote that in with the drafts and everything, probably like 40 days. Yeah.
40 days. Yeah. Dude, that's an insane rate.
Yeah. So a little over a month, yeah. Of intense focus.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, that's...
Because you're redrafting it, and because you're not just writing it once, you're writing it multiple times.
Dude, at that rate, that's more than $280,000 a year if you're consistently selling these things.
Yeah.
That's an insane, if you just extrapolate it to like a yearly salary, that comes out 40 days roughly, times 8, you're looking 320 days, 35,000 times 8, $280,000. That's
so you must have liked physics and math and school,
I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
I love crunching these things. That's a really good rate. So that kept you going for a while. And
a little bit. Yeah.
How many of these were you selling?
And I'm still making money acting on the side here and there. And so.
Why do you even need to if you can constantly crank these out? I mean, how many of these are you selling?
Well, no, I only really sell like one max, probably every 6-7 months. Yeah. So I'm not selling them too often.
Keeps you
I'm
going,
I'm pitching them often.
Yeah.
But the selling's a different beast to tackle.
Do you get royalties?
Because you have to. That one I don't think I'm getting royalties. Because that was before all the strikes and writers' strikes. So the contract's a little different now. But yeah, if I would now, anyone that I would sell now because of the union, I would.
Yeah.
I would. But that's only if they make it, right? Only if it's actually monetized for them. If they're making money on it, then I make. So that's another catch about it is they have to make money on it. And in a way, it has to be a money maker to retain royalties.
Yeah.
So you want to write something that gets made.
So
right?
how much are you getting from acting now?
So that always depends on the project.
If you had to give me best month, worst month, or averages.
Yeah, average. Yeah, no, that's good. Best month, worst month. So probably best month, I'm probably making in a month probably like 15 to 20,000 in 1 month, and then worst month's probably like 4. Yeah.
That's pretty good. If your worst month is 4 and your best is 15 to 20, that's really good. Yeah. So the investments.
Pinnacle Investing.
Always.
So it's like that's what their name is. And they kind of manage.
Oh, you're with a firm?
Yeah.
Okay.
They manage all my stuff, which is nice. So I don't have to know too much about
But do you know what the returns you're getting are yearly?
No, it's all right. So I make, I think average probably about I think 10-12% off what's in there.
That's pretty good.
This is a nice, like, as long
good.
as you're not taking too much out of
The
it.
average for a hedge fund, most people don't know this, but even hedge funds, the average they return, I think it's like 7%, 5 to 7. So it's not.
And this is it's pretty risky though, because about half of it I have into, it's called their like high risk. It's called like a SAM high risk bit of it. So you have to actually. So when you
smell pharma startups.
Yeah. So when you put money into it at first, you can't qualify for that because it's too risky and whatever. You have to wait like 90 days, and then you have to sign a bunch of documents, all this whatever, probably saying,
dude,
that you're not going to sue them or whatever if you lose all your money.
What is this portfolio? What?
Yeah, with Pinnacle, yeah, and it's SAM High Investment.
Do you know what's in that? Have you ever looked at it? Like, what's in there?
There's a lot of documents. Not really. but no, I'm still making money on it. They seem to know what they're doing, sort of thing.
You're getting 10
and they're
to
managing
12%.
my stuff. And it's like the whole thing, like if I make money, they make money. So why the heck would they want to mess this up? So yeah.
I'm so curious what's in there. It's like the
Coca-Cola
but that's secret
it's
recipe.
only it's about 30% of my money is in there.
Yeah.
70%. So if it does flop, it'll suck. But 70% is in 70%. less risky.
Oh, okay.
Still great return. So about 5-6
okay
percent bet, but less risky.
What percent is in the risky? 70 or 30?
No, like 15.
Okay.
15, yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Dude, at least you have investments. At least you have.
Yeah, it's not like a. Yeah, it's not risky as in the sense like. Yeah, I tend not to go that hard.
At least you know
stocks,
that you don't know.
Because that stuff's why, like the whole like 70 whatever, like it literally, life or death is like right here. Like that stuff's crazy.
At least you understand that you don't know enough about stocks to manage your own investments, and you let professionals who are getting good returns. At least you're monitoring the returns.
Yeah.
There's people who don't know that they really suck at it, and they throw a lot of money into.
No, it would literally be, and I'm glad I know enough to make that call in my head. It would literally be the Ferrari 2.0 experience for me.
Yeah.
So it'd be way worse. Because it would, because I'm brand new in it. So you'd have those like glossy, dumb eyes of like, I can do this.
Yeah.
You don't know though. So you're learning the whole time. And then at the end of the whatever whole, when you wake up from the whole daydream, you're like, I kind of lost a lot of money. And you know what I mean? You learn how it was, okay. And you hear a lot of guys in their stock stories of like, oh yeah, glad I never gave up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be the
AMC, bro.
I wouldn't be the millionaire I am.
Yeah,
GameStop. But I remember the first one I did. Dude, I lost $50,000. Yeah, their whole stories of you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you don't hear the losers. It's survivorship bias. Most of the time, the losers are not going to be out there talking about their stories because they're working at a Wendy's. But the winners. They write books, they do talks, you get to hear about their come
They
up.
learn how to finesse
and everybody
that
thinks
industry.
that everybody, like people who don't understand a lot about stocks, they're like, oh, FOMO, I'm missing out. I want to get in on this. I want to be like that guy. But they don't realize that guy's one out of like 10,000.
Yeah, and he's put in the work.
He's put in the work, he's had the losses.
So that's the thing. Kind of like my whole Ferrari thing when I was studying these famous actors and trying to embody their facade, right? Their superficial shell value.
Yeah,
it's the same concept.
Dude, you were doing a good job.
Oh, successful, but you don't see the back end.
No, you're living the entourage. You were living the entourage life. You were doing pretty good of that with that facade. The Lambos, the Raris, and the Instagram models. I'm pretty sure you've hit the LA trifecta. If you have a nice house. 2, that would have been the trifecta, but you got 2 out of the 3. Instagram model, Lambo, Rari.
Yeah.
Put a block in there.
House is in the line, but I have a real estate agent, but every they're cool houses, but I guess I'm way too focused on my what I'm doing right. Plus, I don't really have the money to totally deal with that yet.
Then don't do it. Yeah.
But that being said, I still like the idea of continually shopping around, or my agent shopping around for me.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, I'm a big architectural fan. I lived in Rome before, and I just love old things, super old things.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if I would buy a place, I would, first buy it, but then just renovate it. Some wild.
That's pretty good.
Architecturally influenced thing from 100 or more years ago, right?
Yeah, if you want that, you're gonna have to be blowing a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. So that's way down the pipeline, but definitely that's what I would want.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole investment thing. They make you sign waivers. I just got to go back to that because. You ever been to these hot chicken places where like they have the spiciest wing and you have to like sign a bunch of waivers?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
High risk, high reward, but I don't know what the reward with the hot chicken place is. You just are gonna be hunched over a toilet for hours suffering.
Yeah.
So there's no reward there. But
suffer for at most a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no reward. High risk. Your intestines get damaged. But that's hilarious, man. At least you're getting 10 to 12% returns. That's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, most people don't know this. SP 500 over the course of 20 years, 12 years, something, over the course of its existence, averages 12% returns.
Well, yeah.
But a lot of people just don't like it as much because they don't get to see it going up a lot. They don't see it coming down a lot.
It's the super, super high risk.
It's
like I said, the life or death where you can make, like, let's say you invest 10 grand. It's literally...
You're an actor,
It's
dude.
not. It's no different than
yeah.
Vegas. It's pretty. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, you overnight you could make freaking 40K.
Yeah.
And then, but that's the thing. That's the hardest thing. It's like when to shut that off, because you don't know. You have no idea when to shut it off. So you could be like, oh no, let's keep it in another 8 hours, and I could beat it near 100K, and then you go negative like 50K, just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't tend to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too I'm not the biggest gambling guy, thank God. I'll do like blackjack sometimes when I go to, but I don't,
Brother, you're losing enough money on the Ferraris.
Yeah.
You don't
so
need to gamble.
I guess we all lose money in different ways.
Yeah.
And some of us, we're smarter in certain ways to not, like, I wouldn't do that. That's a waste of money. And then you waste money other ways.
Look, man, they both lead to Instagram girls. You take the more safe way, the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Other people take the craps table or, roulette or something. Mm-hmm. They both can lead to an Instagram model.
Yeah,
yours is just higher chance.
I played roulette, I think, a few times. Well, one time I remember specifically, that was like 5 years ago. And, I lost like $500 in something like 45 seconds. So I was like, nope. And I was like, done.
I mean, it's literally it's literally roulette.
It's so fast. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like you just be up or down
it's just gone.
Instantly.
It's just
up
gone.
Or down. Yeah.
Yeah. What that's crazy though. That's really good. Yeah, no, usually.
And I learned that pretty fast. I was like, no.
No, I'm just gonna stick to Ferraris and models.
Yeah. At least you get it for 8 hours. Like you get a thing.
You have it
you like it. Yeah, it's a big waste. Yeah, but it's like
it's a big waste of money.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a fun waste of money. It's more fun than standing at a table watching a ball go around
for 45 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean, $500.
That's an hour in the Rari. That's like, 2 hours in the Rari.
Yeah. Think about that. Yeah,
that's multiple red lights.
And I get to use it. Like I get to,
You can run red lights. Yeah, I can pick up girls.
I can use this thing. It's still a waste of money, but
No, we trust me, we all know that. But the thing I like is that most actors, right? Most people in acting in that profession, they're the type of people who are gonna go buy like Bitcoin or Dogecoin or some kind of like crazy crypto.
So? Yeah, you think
or some insane like investment where like, dude, I just put all my money in this penny stock. Okay. They do weird stuff. Yeah, the actors I talk about, they either don't know what investing is and don't even do it.
Oh shit.
Or when they do it, they're like, yeah, man, I put a lot of money in Bitcoin, or I put a lot of monay in that. What's that frog meme? Pepe. I put a lot of money in Pepe, man. So I'm glad
it must be a because I do get this kind of a lot from directors on, any set, some new set or some short film.
I can
or
see
some
Michael
feature.
Bay doing that shit.
No,
he has the personality for Dogecoin.
Directors will talk to me specifically as an actor because I'll be on set, hired as the lead or the supporting for some role, and the director's talking to me, and then through like 10 minutes of talking to me or more, then they're like, wow, you're different for an actor. And I'll be like, what do you mean by that? And they're like, well, you just seem like you're thinking about things. And I'm like, oh. And then he's like, yeah, because usually actors are kind of like dumb, and I guess I wouldn't.
I love how he's saying that to the people who he's working with most throughout the day.
Yeah, but I guess I wouldn't totally disagree with him because it's similar to what you're saying. But I guess that's probably why I'm different, because I'm like a writer pursuing director, actor. You know what I mean?
No, you're different because you're making money. You're actually making consistent, good money. That's how you're different most of the time.
Maybe, yeah, okay, yeah.
The actors I talk to, and the people I've interacted with, they are so sporadic with their money making.
Yeah.
And they don't have backups. You have other things going for you. You're not just only doing acting.
Yeah, yeah.
They are sometimes only doing acting.
Oh, wow.
And, I mean, there's this one girl.
And they're surviving, yeah, somehow. Or no. Wow.
I mean, they are alive.
Yeah.
But some of them are just like either homeless or they are like, which I'm not knocking, but I'm knocking them for the fact that they're not doing something else. I'm like, if you're not a Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, or you bringing in money, go do something else during the day, you know? But they just wait. They're like, no, my time's going to come. That hit's going to, it's going to. But so lastly, let me just figure this out. You're bringing a lot in. How much would you say you are like bringing in a year, like recently? Like last year, how much did you bring in? How much did you spend, on the Raris, the girls, assuming you're in an apartment?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like total expenditures, total revenue. What's your take home?
Probably. Yeah, different every year. 'Cause slow at the start when I first got here with pandemic. So not a lot of acting, but sold, a couple screenplays, that money, but then, losing from all that big money waste that I did learn from. So I waste
New Year's.
I waste less money now and am more developed. So yeah, it's probably my first year, probably only really made maybe like $30K total.
First year you got
from
here,
losses
right?
and gains. Yeah, so probably a positive $30K.
Okay.
For that whole year.
What about this recent?
And then
2023?
Probably these 2 years probably are pretty similar to each other. So probably about positive, probably like 120 last year, and probably this past year probably about 150. Yeah.
And this is after rent, after all expenses and everything.
So this is a positive. Yeah.
This is just pure money in your pocket.
Yeah,
dude, that's.
But you're not all like cash.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that I do just throw back in Pinnacle. Yeah. Just because I don't want it to be wasting time on the shelf.
Yeah.
Like evaporating basically.
Yeah.
So a lot of it I do if I don't see like I'm gonna use it on camera rentals or whatever, certain film sets, that I do, because I do write and shoot like my own stuff now too. So just investing in that. If I'm not, or certain rent stuff or paying other people for projects, then if I'm not moving that money, then I'll usually just throw it in.
So are you still renting Raris and Lambos? You still doing that?
Yeah. Not like you think though. Not like you think. It's better rates and it's not as much. So I do it probably about every 7-8 months. Yeah. It's I mean, try it out, man. It's kind of fun. Just get a good rate. Get a good, I don't know, deal.
Can you give me that family
like
discount that the guy's giving you? Like I'm pretty sure they're giving you the family discount at this point.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I haven't asked. I really haven't asked for like a crazy, just like,
You've paid off the Rari at this point.
I don't know. Probably not close, but yeah, somewhat amount of money. Yeah, maybe I paid off the rims probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
The rims itself were like 50 grand on that car.
Carbon
fiber package, $3,000. Yeah. You ever seen the add-ons for a car like that?
Oh my gosh, it's
like
the add-ons are
carbon fiber mirror caps
are worse than
$3,000.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. And
like, you ever look at the add-ons when you're like, well, I've never done this because I've never gone and bought a Ferrari, but if you ever look at what they add on and then you look at the final price, you're like, oh, carbon fiber mirror caps, $3,000, rims, $20,000. You want, like, the worst I saw was a Lamborghini that had a special, like, fuel cap. Okay. How much does fuel cap cost?
Wow.
$2,200.
What do they make that out of? It's just plastic, right? Or is it like a carbon fiber?
Unless even if it's carbon fiber, $2,200. What kind of carbon? They weave it with gold.
Carbon fiber is plastic. So what am I talking about? Yeah, I mean, it is plastic. It's
even the nicest quality carbon fiber, you can't get away with $2,200 for fuel cap
for like just this size.
Who's gonna walk there and be like, bro, I love that fuel cap,
right? Or it's just the sun's gonna hit it just right and sparkle, and people sitting at a red light are just gonna look
that
over
fuel
like,
cap.
Oh, he's got the fuel cap.
Bro.
It's that fuel cap.
Yo.
Oh my gosh.
A girl will literally.
The light's like green. Everyone's beeping at beep.
Yeah.
But he can't hear the beeps because he's so immersed in that fuel cap. It just sucks your attention.
It's like the Hollywood halo effect where you just see the fuel cap like a halo on the fuel cap.
It's like the greatest black hole thing.
It's like the girl picks you up and she's like, oh, this guy's a 7, but wait, is that a... He's suddenly a 9. That fuel cap. Oh my God. How do we get onto the... I just love talking about that because I love cars. Don't get me wrong. Like, when you're talking about this, everything inside of me wants to say horrible financial decision.
Yeah.
And it is because you can literally mortgage a house in Virginia for a month, like, for what? A really nice house, 3-4 bedroom house.
Oh,
and
yeah. The South has some good stuff.
Really, any state that's not California or New York, any state that's not NYC.
Out west, though, like, real estate, even in like Washington and Oregon.
Dude, nice house.
Yeah, but that's pretty expensive too.
It's coming up.
You wouldn't think it's as cheap as it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the cheap zones are definitely the South is super cheap. The some of the Midwest is pretty cheap. The East Coast really isn't too. Like even places like Delaware, Rhode Island, you would think would be cheap, aren't really.
Not
it's
anymore.
strange.
Yeah,
it's strange. Yeah.
But
so you got to go like to way out in stupid Wyoming or something, or the South, to get cheaper stuff. Yeah,
$3,000 though, you can get a really nice pad for like $3,000.
Oh,
like anywhere,
even in LA. Yeah, even in LA,
renting, you can get a real nice pad for $3,000.
Yeah.
Like,
it's true. Yeah,
it's just everything inside of me wants to be like, it's such a bad financial decision, and it is. Don't get me wrong, but I'm such a gearhead that, like, part of me is a bit jealous and is like, you're bringing in, the thing is, you're bringing in the money, you're living a good life, you're not married, you don't have a kid, you don't have those crazy expenditures, wife and kid type of expenditures.
Except for my family in India, my 12 kids.
You're fucking with me. You had me there.
I had to kind of pull your leg on something.
So you're on the Instagram model grind, but
one of these days when I get to India, though, I ain't holding back, man.
Don't do that. No, don't.
No, I shouldn't.
You can't rent too many Ferraris out there, though. I should?
Well, in India, it'd be like dirt cheap, probably, right? As long as you're not like in a heavy tourist, you kind of like it better.
Dude, you're gonna hit someone though with that. Try driving in India. Worst driving roads in the world.
Yeah, but those are like the cliff,
Yeah.
thing. I ain't driving a Ferrari over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like showing off to her. I'll be like, yeah, watch me drift around this cliff as these trucks try to tightly, evade this boulder that's like falling down the side. And I'll be like drifting around the edge.
You'll look good while doing it.
Back tires will be like over the edge. And oh my God.
You'll look good while falling off a cliff.
And then, literally, probably 30 seconds later, I'll just park the car, and then we'll have a good time.
We'll have a good... Hey, there's no backseat, though. The good time will be limited to kissing.
Well,
dude.
no, I've learned my lesson though. So
Yeah?
she's gotta be hot, but she's gotta be fit. You know what I mean?
Like body wise.
Not like sculpted in abs and all that stuff, but fit is in like she could, you know.
Because when you say fit, I think like British people calling a girl fit, they just use it as hot interchangeably. She's fit, mate.
In a way, because she's
not like big.
She's
chungus.
capable and ambitious of pulling moves in Ferraris, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, I keep thinking like honey boo boo or like my 600-pound life not being that, you know, the opposite of that being fit. You mean just flexible.
I guess.
Just like
and willing to be like you know what I mean? Like not like too much work. Not that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like acrobatic, but like willing to do it.
Like wanting to be the gymnast. Yeah.
Like willing to get lockjaw from the passenger seat. That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, and then we'll film it all and put it on hub or whatever. Yeah.
Another
That's
stream
the
of
goal.
income.
That's the
Sell the script. Script that. That's an adventure right there. Dude, I like this though. You are bringing in the money. Your expenditures are insane. I want to say cut back on the Rari rentals, and
you know it's true. I don't. Yeah.
You have cut back.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay,
yeah,
I like that. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
thank you,
super
dude.
Fun. Yeah.
I had a good time. The mic's like.